post trauma. Here I am since. PTSD. Not that I have PTSD, although I have post traumatic stress. I've had it for years now. And as I mentioned earlier, one and more stalkers and with mental health, mental illnesses themselves did and tried did, and here I am today as. And this day, I was assaulted, traumatized, and since post traumatic stress. That was painful. And then another times traumas since my cat died. That was traumatic, watching my cat dying. Um, wasn't feeling well. Diagnosis influenza type A. I was having chest pain. Sinus bradycardia. Diagnosed. And lab results. And my glucose, normal range, normal. My glucose between 4.0 and 6.0. My potassium was low. blood pressure 112/60, weight 145 pounds, temperature 36.7, pulse 58, oxygen 97%. And then I was injured once more, alleged fainting, because they couldn't put down it was a fall because I did not fall down. I did not fall. And I complained. And I just had a alleged professional pedicure. And I didn't like how the pedicurist was touching my legs. And I think that kind of caused the alleged, factual fainting happened. And I could have reached out to somebody, which I did. I reached out to somebody and etc. And if I had just fainted, I would have just dropped, right? I didn't do that. I was more forward. And my knees were bleeding and swelling. And I used my left everything to try and save my face. And it didn't do much about my knees, although, and they showed reason for visit, syncope, pre-syncope. That's not exactly what had happened. I told them what had happened, but they wouldn't listen. That's what the good thing about it. And I tried to show them some videos, because I have videos of that day since happened before the paramedics came and while the paramedics were on their way to me. And the distance between my mom and I and other people around me, and someone else phone called the paramedics to come. It was a man, and internet, etc. All public earlier, and stuff happening during, and paramedics come on and neck brace once more. I did not like. I was wearing a hair clip. I don't have worn a hair clip very often since, because when they put the neck brace on, they pulled down some of my hair in the neck, and it was painful. And when I was hospitalized, diagnosed broken wrist, put on a cast splint, but they didn't do anything about my knees. All those traumas and all the other traumas, Gave stress. And I've had misdiagnosis along the way. Other people's doctors off their own medicines, prescribed prescriptions, Ritalin, risperidone, antipsychotics. And I showed and told others and all other people, allowed them back into my lives. I showed and told they should not, cannot, could not, must not, need not return. And should, can, could, may, must, and need not ever return. To add on and out from where I was and am, essentially, and all elsewhere. Because they were wrong. They lied. It's not exactly PTSD, because it's not a disorder that I've got, it's just stress. I just suffer from lots of stress, and I'm grieving and mourning, and it's just stress. And with that stress comes crying because I'm grieving and I'm mourning. And some other people misunderstood and gave more traumas and caused traumatic stress SIDS. And my doctors and I are working on getting me recovered. I have some physiotherapy in the making elsewhere, not here. And I just want to get on with my life, you know. I don't want I don't want other residents to add on and out from by my front door, stressing me out with their mentally ill, neurotic, narcissistic, paranoid, aggressive, agitated, dementiated, delusional, obsessive, obsessed with and without compulsive selves. All before, all during, all later, and all since 2023. Myself and my family should, can, could, may, must, and need, got and get, received and receives privacy and safety, and not any disturbances and not any annoyances from one and more other person to, at, in, out, from, and by this neighborhood and elsewhere. Honestly, I mean, recovery from any injuries can take anywhere from 6 weeks or more. And I don't need any more. I don't need any more traumas. I don't need any more traumas. I don't want any more traumas. I know I'm going to have another trauma in the making when my mom dies, as my parents. That's what happens. Parents and grandparents and great grandparents. You know, all those generations. I expect that. That's going to be a trauma, but it's not going to be as stressful as it should be. More than 6 months now, I've had a lot of traumas and since trauma, stress, and with stress, it takes sometimes longer to heal. My knees, my neck, my wrists, my forearm. Somebody doesn't like me, then obviously you should keep yourselves away. They should keep themselves away, you know? Don't come more and give more traumas. I mean, normal people don't keep coming. They break up, they keep away, you know, and they don't go on social media or anywhere and slander and defamations. They don't lie and accuse and allegations. They just accept it and get on with their lives and keep away. That's what I like to do. Others, other people, that is. Because often one and more, you know, could be a veterinarian, it could be an instructor, administration, healthcare worker, anybody, and they developed persecutory delusions all about Altu and all about my parents and my parents' parents and my parents' parents' parents and my parents' 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 parents, and all animals and all autonomy and all pets, all fur babies and me. That doesn't mean they should, can, could, may, must, and need come more. They should never have returned in the first place. You know, I've witnessed other people's recoveries, mental health. Mental illnesses. It's just like YouTube. When I did a some videos and live streaming eating. I ate a Brazil nut and they enlisted and or blocked my video and live stream videos and or live stream the uh, clip and lied it was an ED, eating disorder, my eating a Brazil nut. That's why I'm always doing these kind of videos lately because I don't have an ED. I don't have a mental illness that's an eating disorder. It's a Brazil nut. And as very rarely and or not at all do I eat more Brazil nuts on YouTube. One a day because I did my research. One a day gives enough nutrients, selenium or whatever it is, that I can't eat any more than that. One is all it takes. It's like a supplement. Biotin, Biotin Plus, Brazil nut. It wasn't any ED. It is not an eating disorder. Yesterday too, I just don't overeat as often as I used to. I used to eat bigger portions. Now I don't eat big portions, such as yesterday, because my salad was a raw radish. That was my appetizer because I was too lazy to do anything else. But I had a whole plate of food and I could have had dessert. I chose not to. Uh, and earlier, scrambled eggs and toast. I mean, there's nothing ED about me. And there's nothing hypochondria about me. You all just witnessed my pages of evidence. I remember in 2024, I was rushed to hospital complaining of chest pains, and the paramedics treated it as psychiatry and lied that I had hypochondria. Yet everyone around me witnessed my chest, and I collapsed. And where I was going canceled. I was hospitalized. Finally, discharged. I had chest pains, obviously post traumatic stress, in addition to sinus bradycardia and low blood pressure. I've had a heart attack before. I move forward. I don't care. I do care that other people are haters and predatory and resentful and wouldn't give me the health cares I deserved. My family and I deserve health cares. And the staff there that day in hospital showed and told me, oh, you should avoid being in the heat, in hot areas. Like, really? Doesn't make sense to me. I love summer. It's one of my favorite seasons. And I've been in I've been in and out of it, the weather this year, and nothing like that has happened. Nothing like that has ever happened to me again. All witnessed. All witnessed. I have been exercising more. I don't just sit around and do nothing anymore when boiling cold water hot, especially stovetop. I find, doing some walking, indoor walk fit, just walking from just walking, getting some steps completed. I could do over 400 steps before I get my hot beverage. That's a normality. That's not hypochondria. That's just physiotherapy, like I was shown and told I should, can, could, may, must do from, and by one and more of my physiotherapists until I can feel better. And I have to help my mom, I have to help her. So, and since my cat died, I don't go out as often as I used to. Not by myself, because and I'm a migraine sufferer. I've been, and some days are better than others, and it's misunderstood and misdiagnosed. And the pain relievers I have been prescribed prescription helpful with my knees, mostly my knees. Oh yeah, my knees. My wrist. Well, I rely on this kind of stuff because I need my, you know, my neck. I don't take them all the time. I've come off them once more with my doctor approval. I got some more prescribed to me because I was supposed to be going on a vacation this month, and the travel agent, um, whatever that other person is, travel, contacted us, and we were informed that the trip had been canceled. I have those pain relievers. I think I've taken maybe 1 or 2 doses ever since because I'm adapting once more. Acute pain, not chronic, and I'm just recuperating, although it's taken a while. I've had, 4 months of recovering since my cat died, influenza type A. And some other people probably wondering why I didn't become vegan and or vegan vegetarian since, because I suppose other people would, considering it's influenza type A. I could get influenza type A from being a vegan and or vegan vegetarian. It doesn't matter. We've had lots of other people in our home and historical places, residential, and it could have come off them, you know, such as November 12 and 13, 2024, and all other times. And elsewhere we were, in and out of hospitals, etc. Have you seen the state of some of those places? They're not the cleanest. When I was there, disgusting. Bathrooms needed cleaned. There was blood. Other people, other person. It was disgusting. If that's all I got was influenza type A, is influenza type A, I'm thankful. I'll take it. I got it. I had it. All others too witnessed. All before, all during, all later, and all since July 2, 2025. And all security cameras all on, all that surveillance all recorded and all photographed. Should, can, could, may, must, and need public publicized, anything and everything. Because I'm not lying. I never have, never will. I never lied about all that. Today, too. And my mom came home ill May 2024 with her alleged brother Norman Thompson, alleged nickname Nori. Norman from the UK, somewhere or other. I didn't want my mom to go, and I didn't want to get a babysitter for my gravely, a babysitter about to and about my gravely ill pussycat. And so, and as I stayed home, and my mom was supposed to phone call me, and she missed me. And I missed her, so I phoned the police and filed a missing person report. My mom came home ill. And when she came home, security downstairs, without my consent, without my permission, allowed that man to act on and through my mom's suitcase at me. Now, that suitcase could have killed my cat. It hurt me, and I didn't want that other person to add on in, out, from, and by here and all elsewhere, and elsewhere I was, hobbies, etc., because he's a stalker, off and on and off the internet. My mom has been shown and told, and my mom even filed complaints with the police earlier, and he's very manipulative, tried to convince my mom and others that he obviously victimized to, to let him back in, and lied that my mom and I should have been separated, that I should have been separated from my parents, etc., and that my father and I and all animals and all botany and all pets of her baby is not good for her. Yet, when she and he together, it's that way instead. All witnessed. And all should, can, could, may, must, and need, showed, and told, and shown, tell. Any vlogging that man has ever done, any video making that man has ever done, any comments on the internet that man has ever done, Norman Thompson, and all published that man Norman Thompson has done, and all media of as, because that man should never did any of that. He should never do any of that. And he's obviously mentally ill, did he? He's a danger to others, you know? He's a danger to others. And I'm hopeful in my lifetime and my mom's lifetime. Didn't happen during my cat lifetime. But I'm hopeful the truth comes out public without and or with and or without mainstream media showing and telling us to. Before, all during, all later, and all since May 22, 2024, and all other times. And I'm not going to give up my bed and her couch to have the man stay here as a guest. He's not welcome. And he should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not seek retribution, financial, etc. Here, there, elsewhere, everywhere, with one and more others. And if he's on my internet now and he's gonna message somehow or other, his name has been mentioned, and his accomplices, you know, they should really be stopped. Phones, calls, all times to, at, on, in, out, from, and by Canada, internet, etc. Police and all other law enforcements and judiciary punished, to, at, on, in, out, from, and by courts, jailed. Oh, with and or without sued. Norman Thompson, my alleged youngest brother. All securities cameras, all on, should, can, could, make, must, and need, all that surveillance, all those recordings, all those photographs showed into the public, published, and mainstream media, such as Square One Shopping Center and all elsewhere. Go down escalators, etc. In Canada, without being lawful, legal, saying competent and employable, that man should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not used our names, my family names, name Bellis, to, add, on, and out from Canada. When customs, if customs asked him where he was staying, who he was visiting, that's nobody. the man in Canada now? I don't know. He could be using an international cell phone. I don't know. Haven't seen him in a while. Haven't heard him in a while. And is he from Scotland and or wherever UK? He should, can, could, may, must, and need deported back there. Return there as soon as possible. And jailed. Before, during, later, since, deported. Honestly. Were I in the UK, which I'm not, I doubt I ever am either. Some of the foods there are delicious. They are very good. And condiments. I mean, a fried egg, a scrambled egg here compared to over there, and their cheeses and butters, pies, water, beverages. America too. I know North, but the United States too. They have some very, you know, foods. Oh, the breakfasts, brunches, lunches there. Oh, were very good. Many meals I liked, and beverages. And as I said, when my cat gravely ill, I didn't want to stay away overnight anywhere. I wanted to stay with my fur baby while, you know, and let my cat enjoy the remainder of life. I mean, I'm an adult and I tried living as an adult. I wasn't wanting to sleep overnight in a hotel or anything. I wanted to stay home. I especially didn't want to stay overnight in a hotel and have to socialize with that other person, Norman Thompson. Stalker, Norman Thompson. Stalking us more. And all other victims all witnessed that stalker Norman Thompson to act on and out from and by that mall I just mentioned and the other mall and centers and anywhere in this complex, and all elsewhere she can, could, may, must, and need report that to police and Crown District attorneys, just so the and seek judiciary punishments. We don't always notice that he's around because we are not inclined that way to stalking. I don't do that. Now, my cat was a bit of a stalker. Oh, I already know. Well, I used to just wake up in the morning and there he was stalking me. From one room to the next, until he found his cat house and where he could settle. Even then, when he found out where I was going, I turned around, there he is. I didn't know how he did it. My cat, I didn't hear him, and I'm not deaf. I didn't hear him, I didn't see him, there was nobody there. And I turned around, it was there, it's so cute. Now that stalking is allowed. For a baby, pet, pussycat, alive. And in death, since I've endured, I feel my pussycat enchants me. That's okay. I don't mind. I feel the love. look at your comments. I see many. I'm so sorry you're going through it. We're all just winging it. It's okay. I'm sorry. What's wrong with her? At least these prescription eyewears. There was nicer ones, more expensive. Although I know the Dumbuckery I mentioned earlier, but I really took a liking to these frames for reading because they're not like they should really be just like that. My nose for reading. Really cute. I like them. Now, were I to have to get bifocals, I have to get one of the other pair. It wouldn't be these ones. It'd have to be a bigger size so that I can adapt easier. Bifocals, the little square at the bottom. I don't even know if they still make those back nowadays. Square at the bottom and the big, so that you have distance and near visions. Prescribed prescription eyewears. I have to get my mom an appointment in the next few weeks, I suppose. Eye doctor appointment, optometry. Maybe I'll have an appointment myself too. I don't believe my eyes have changed any. And sometimes I have sunglasses I wear when I'm online and are outside and they're polarized. I don't like them, but they help. They reduced many of my migraines, next to not any, many days when I have one. And when I have a headache, that's why I need a dark room, dark space. I, since something happened to me on my balcony earlier this summer, lightning, I was like, I've never really um, I've noticed I like darker rooms. Not as much daylight or anything sometimes. Unlike my mom, who likes lots of light. I'm the opposite. I've gone that way because of headaches, migraines. I just like to. I'm light sensitive, unlike my mom was. I'm light sensitive. And I've been that way. How old am I now? All those years with additional head traumas, concussions, etc. And when someone showed and told that I don't know what I'm talking about, anybody with any intelligence and or lacking intelligence should, can, could, may, must need understand and understood what I just showed and told. It's like the other day, my mom and I ordered coffees. And the staff asked my name and the order. Enter my mom's name, the order. My mom said my name, and we spelled my name out to the server. Got the receipt, got to the, where you pick up order. My name wasn't even spelled correctly. It was not even close. The only two letters that, there was 3 letters right out my whole name. Actually, it was even, and when the server came to give me my order, she didn't even say my name right. And during when I was correcting her and telling her my name, she still couldn't get it right. And I vlogged it. I thought it was hilarious and stupid. And that wasn't me being racist, prejudice, prejudges, discriminations, bigot, any of that. It was just, it all happened. This book is an easy read for me. I do, and I recommend it to anyone else who wants to read it. I've read it before. It's a book club book. Read. Given to me by the hostess book club. That'll be an interesting sit and chat, I suppose. Do I ever attend it? I might not. I don't know. And that's not me being a racist, bigot, discriminations, prejudices, prejudges. It's just that. And not any third party should, can, could, may, must, and need for sale, sold. My parents and my parents' parents and my parents' parents' parents and my parents' 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 parents and all animals and all botany and all pets, all fur babies, and myself, estates and contents, real estate, residential. I have not given my consent several times, and I don't know how it all happened that we're here. Although nothing should, can, could, may, must, and need be for sale. Although there is a, if you go on Facebook, you can see the Active Adult Center in Mississauga is doing some kind of fund drive or donation thing. Uh, go look at it yourself. Maybe later on today I'll add the link on here because they have the share link available. And I am looking at 2 books I might actually donate to there. And a few other things. I don't give away for free. You know, none of it is cat belongings. It's just something that I don't use anymore. It's very historical, you know, that somebody else might find use of, you know, might for sale at a clothing sale or something for $1 or $2. And or more. And or less. I don't know. I'm looking at a whole pile of stuff I have to go through. I know what's on top of it. I'm not giving away because it's really brand new and I want it. It was gifted to me. And or it was bought and paid for. That's something else that bothers me. You know how other residents make up stories? Some have actually accused me of breaking and entering. Yet, I have alibis, times when and where I was, and witnesses and securities cameras, all those on surveillance and recording and recorded and photographed. It wasn't me. It wasn't us. Here, elsewhere, everywhere. All those health records. I'm amazed that celebrity stalker Janice Payton, with and or with, I don't even know that her parents are alive. I don't even know that she's alive because I have, and celebrity stalker Terry Hamilton and his alleged two daughters, Colleen and Erin Hamilton, they're all stalkers. They haven't complained and or interfered with us getting greater and better health cares than those that I just mentioned, those other people names interfered with earlier. It surprises me how the judiciary system doesn't punish those other people through and through, and their employers alleged should can, could, may, must, and need reprimanded them, unemployed them, totally unemployed them, fired them completely, and had them judiciary punished, and neurology and or psychiatry themselves a danger to others, dangers to others, and all names, all who, what, where, when, why, and how, public, published, internet, social media, etc., and mainstream media. I know we're not the only victims. Janice social media. I mean, it's complete and utter BS. It's totally delusional. Anything and everything they've ever lived is just symptoms and behaviors, mental health, mental illnesses. Worse than schizophrenia. They're grandiose delusional, erotomanic delusional, etc., and persecutory delusional. And all times the world revolved around them. Alleged. Allegedly feeding their symptoms and behaviors, mental illnesses. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna help my mom. I have to get her some medicines. Medicines allegedly prescribed prescription, although you can get them over the counter at any pharmacy, really. I don't think she needs them, but then again, who am I to prejudge that doctor? You know, what do I know? Traumas. All those lies. I witnessed myself. I've had health care since, and I'm not chronic. Like when Enmore showed and told my mom and I'm surprised I haven't got a health record that my vagina has arthritis, chronic pain, pains elsewhere, and acute, and it's just a matter of time, and I'll, I'll be better. I'll feel better. I have to help my mom, and then I'm gonna make my coffee, French vanilla, and I will be back.